Yeah.
You don't come home from nights out.
I say I've been hustling in and out the door for every dollar, no discussing it.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back, one. Welcome back, all. It is a Monday night, and Monday night means one thing around here. It means there's a podcast going on called the USA Bassin Kayak Award Show. My name is Chad Brock. Nobody really knows why I'm here, but this guy over here, my co-host, my counterpart, the guy who lives down by the Tennessee River. He pedals that Bassin Kayak so fast down that river, the kids go, "There goes that man," and the women go, "Who is that man?" Jason, Major Bass guy.
Major Bass Gaines Cassidy. What's going on, America?
What's up, man? What's up, man?
Man, the humidity is what's up today. We got enough humidity in the air to shine that belt up real nice.
It's mine now. It's mine now.
You're taking ownership of it.
Well, nobody's won it yet, so I'm gonna put it up on my shelf.
It's like one of them layaways at Kmart back in the day. You know, they sit there after 90 days. She gone.
Well, I was listening to a podcast the other day. It was a different genre of podcast for baseball, but one of the hosts, they'd missed out on winning an Emmy Award, and he said he was just going to start having his own made and putting them up, so he manifested it into belief. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to manifest this thing up onto my shelf since nobody else wants it. I mean, look at it. Would you just...
I really want one. I was hoping maybe, you know, this boy from East Tennessee would have had a little bit better luck the way the year started out, but it kind of things shrunk up a little bit on me, Chad.
They did. It happens with old age. It happens.
It does.
But no, man. Good night. I mean, you talk about a weekend full of Bassin.
Yeah.
Week full of Bassin. I mean, I don't think if there was an average, we would have had a tournament every day, but we was above average because we was 1 over for 7 days. We had 8 of them all week last week. And I'm here to tell you, it was wild.
Yeah, the USA Bassin tournament game ain't shrinking. You know what I mean? It might be getting a little bit older, but she's growing. She got all the HGH, you know, all the growth hormones, all the peptides, whatever they got going on, man. It's awesome to see. We got a show full of, you know, weeknighters. We got a show full of weekenders. We got you pick your poison. We're gonna have a show about it, and USA Bassin is representing in the kayak space all across the country and all days of the week, Chad.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. Let's Mike Foster, buddy. You catch me 100 pounds. Catch me 100 pounds, Mike Foster. Or come kayak fishing with me. You're local guy. Let's go. I'll put you in a boat for a day. We'll go out there and try to get you 100 inches and see if we can't get you one of these here USA Bassin 100-inch belts.
Heck yeah, you got a couple opportunities up there in the Hoosier State. You can get it done during the week. You can get it done on the week.
Got more than a few, man. I mean, there's still a bunch. There's still a bunch of Bassin left to do up here in Indiana. Speaking of that, I mean, I guess with 8 tournaments, we probably should start breaking some stuff down. So let's just go out to the Indiana Weeknighters, my friend.
Absolutely.
Last Thursday, we had us a little derb up here in Indiana, breaking down some weeknighters, some familiar names up there at the top of the leaderboard. Jason, I'm going to let you go ahead and do the honors and start breaking these things down, and I'll do what I do, and we'll just kind of go through these top 3.
Heck yeah, man. So yeah, Indiana is known for some hammers, right? The Hoosier State, it's a tough state to fish in. So if you catch them good in Indiana, you usually catch them good all across the nation. And the third place finishers, no stranger to fishing all across the country. He's dabbled his toes in some national events as of late. Mr. Merlin Hammer, Definitely a hammer and more than just a last name. He caught him a 5 bass limit, like we always talk about, Chad. I know people get tired of hearing about it at home, but you got to catch 5 to, have a shot at it. And he did. He had, had some little ones in there, some 13s, but hey, that's the Hoosier State for you. Sometimes 13 inches are as hard to come by as 20s anywhere else, but anchored it with a 17.5-inch big bass to finish out his limit for 73.5 inches and take home a third place finish. Mr. Michael Luke, another hammer in the state of Indiana, definitely stepped his game up a little bit. You can see he's anchored by an 18 3/4. And
that was the big bass, I think, of that one.
I mean, look at the size. I mean, it's a what did Sparks have a 19?
Nope.
Yep, there we go.
It was Michael Luke right there. There's your big bass, kids.
Big bass with a big paw. I mean, that's an 18 3/4, but that's a man hand right there. He's got a big paw on that bass. It ain't going nowhere. And you can see 82 inches. He replaced those 13s that Merlin had with 15-inch class fish, and that bumped him up well into second place comfortably. But came up just a skosh shy from Mr. Brian Sparks, the Hoosier Hammer.
Mr. Fireworks himself.
Bro. I mean, he's a good Christian dude, but he is a phenomenal fisherman, okay? He fishes for men and bass, apparently, because he gets it done out there on the water everywhere he goes. He had that first one. That was some serious post-spawnage. She was skinny.
Yes, it was.
But, hey, in this game, long and skinny gets her done. If you got a Marcus Grubbs on the board, it measures just as good as a Chad Brock does. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And
they do.
Yeah, whether they're thick or they're thin, as long as they go out to the end, it's all that matters. So Brian Sparks got him a nice 5 bass limit to squeak out Michael by just 1 inch. And, it looks like he called out 4 times. And like we said, in a lot of shows, you see a 5+4 compared to a 5+3. There's a really good chance that last fish, that fourth call, was probably good for at least an inch. And that gave him the victory. You know what I mean? So,
we've been saying it all along. You want to fill that limit out. I mean, that's key. But then you want to start upgrading. Like Merlin down here, he had the 313s, but that's better than a 12 any day of the week. And you want to get rid of them 12s all day long in this game. You don't want to carry any over. But man, sometimes them 13s, if you pile them up, they're hard to get rid of depending on the body of water that you're on.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that's just what it is. I mean, you know how it is from the bass boat world. When you're in Indiana, you're looking for a 14-inch keeper. How many times do you catch a 13 3/4, 13.5? All the freaking time. All the time, man. If it's a 15-inch limit, guess what you're going to catch? 14.5, 14 1/4. Same with 16s. So, I mean, that's very common in a lot of these Indiana waterways. If these fish get stunted to a certain extent, just below that legal size limit, and that's what we end up with in the Hoosier State.
You end up with it.
Good job.
And it's not just here; it's everywhere. I mean, everywhere has that class of fish, and anytime you've got slot limits and different things, you're always gonna. It seems like have more of those smaller fish. It's just what it is.
It's just part of the game. But hey, it's why we play it, dude. It's all fun. They all fight. They're all a good time. So
for sure.
Weeknight's going good up there in Indiana. The same situation. You get to pick your poison, something close to your work or home, public body of water. You get out there and get after it for a few hours during the week. It's lower entry fee, a little more affordable, a little fun. I mean, it's a good option. It's good.
It's a fun pace, man.
Little fruit jar type tournament. It's good times.
Well, not only did we have Indiana, but our neighboring state. And I think I've got a fun idea coming up for Indiana, Kentucky that we're going to get into here after we bust this out. But that being said, let's go to the great state of Kentucky, the bluegrass state, where they run them horses just as fast as they can go.
Heck yeah.
They had their inaugural weeknighter. And it was a good one, man. These guys, we can't say enough about these Kentucky folk. They show up. We had 12 of them come out for the weeknighter. And like I said, it was the first one. So there's a lot of people standing back going, okay, what is this? How's it going to work? And And it was a spur of the moment thing. It was like, hey, we're just going to have these, and we just threw it out there. And 12 of them came and signed up. They would. Yep. It was something they asked us for, believe it or not. You know, a lot of these things we have a little bit of time on, but here we are. I mean, I would like to say it's mid-season, dude, but it's actually, as far as USA Bassin goes, it's getting close to the end of the season as far as, you know, tournaments are concerned.
Yeah, the 2026 season wraps up September 1st.
Yeah. So if you guys are trying to make that championship, man, you got till 9-1, and then after 9-1, it's locked. So that's just where we're headed. But man, Jeremy Hayes, you can't say enough about Jeremy Hayes. We're talking about him, whether we're breaking down the top 10 or we're breaking down the top 3 like we are tonight. Jeremy Hayes always seems to find his way into me and you talking, man. And, you know, that can't beat that. But there again, dude, look at this, 70s right there. And what do we see right down there at the bottom? 13.25, bud.
Yep.
But his big fish of the tournament was 16.5, put him at 74.25 inches on the day for those boys down there in Kentucky. I wish we could tell everybody where these guys are fishing, but they'd kind of take the fun out of the game. This whole thing.
Yeah, I see we got that 502 represented on the identifier.
Yeah, 502. I was real original.
Yeah, very
I'm
smooth
original with those.
For the Louisville area.
Deal.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I mean, 74.25. I mean, you know, weeknight, that's nice and solid. He just did edge out Zach for that third place spot, you know, by a quarter inch. So, I mean, yeah, it was pretty tight in that top 5. But you caught a limit, it was tight. Jared down there in 6th place, you know, with 4 fish. Unfortunately, he had a 20-inch kicker and 64.25 inches. Pretty good for 4 fish, but but
look right there. I mean, we're talking about these 13-inch fish, and how much does that one kicker magnify things? Oh, Tim Howard, man, went out there. He's trying to make up points to get in this classic. He ain't been able to fish all the weekend. Pops out a 19.5 down there, and you know that helped them two 13s. It helped them get bigger.
Yeah, it helped tremendously, and you know, you get, you know, slide into 2nd place and you get 99. Well, in the weeknighter, it'd be 49 AOI points. I mean, that helps your cause a lot. You know what I mean? When you're scratching and clawing to try to get to the classic, every little point counts. And yeah, he made it happen with 80.5 inches with a 19.5 inch kicker fish that definitely, you know, sealed the deal for Mr. Tim Howard for the night. I mean, that's a nice, healthy looking bass right there. Great dude. Got her done. What do you think about them blackboards, Chad?
Man, I tell you what, I judged a lot of fish this weekend, as we both did. Man, those blackboards are hard. For you guys at home that are using those blackboards, we use language towards you. I think every tournament director and every fish scoring judge out there gives you a little bit of grief because them blackboards are hard to read.
Yeah, you get that side eye, and you know we want to give all the anglers the benefit of the doubt, but you get towards the end of that, you know, that tail. The tail is black, and the board is black, and it's hard to see sometimes if you know cross the threshold. Catch does make a nice product. You know, those lines go from the, you know, top to the bottom. But man, it can be tough sometimes, especially, you know, direct sun and everything else. It's just like, oh my gosh, what's going on?
Well, and this is a board as well, where that sticker on the fence becomes super important because it's very critical on that, because it can make a difference whether your fish gets scored or not. If that judge can't see that shadow, and you know, it matters. So they want to make sure that fish's mouth is touched all the way up against there. So if you don't have a sticker on your blackboard's fence, man, you ought to get one. It'll save you a lot of headache. And
always get you a different color board, and always review those photos. You know, I know we're getting off on a little tangent here, but you know, this is an educational show. So, review your photos before you let that fish go. Look at it. Take a look at it. If you were a judge, would you, without a shadow, no pun intended, of a doubt,
Mm-hmm.
be able to, justify that as a legal fish? You got your identifier in there. Is the
Mm-hmm.
tail touching? Is the fish flopping? Is the mouth closed? Is, all the things? Is your hand under the gill plate? Make sure you check off all those boxes before you release that fish. And if you have to pedal or paddle or motor over to a shadow or something to get out of the direct sunlight to get a good photo, man, maybe that's what you need to do, because a zero doesn't help your calls out there on the water. You know what I mean? So yeah, just make
Yep.
it easier on yourself and those judges, and get some good photos, folks.
Or by any board. Sincerely, the people that judge fish. No, it's fine. It just is. It does make things difficult. Just know that and be advised of that situation. What is the best color? Mark Chase wants to know. The yellow.
The yellow board, the carbonite is pretty nice. It's less expensive, and it shows up really well. I'm not gonna lie, it
That it
shows up
does.
really good. And in full sunlight, you don't get the glare because it's not the aluminum, so it doesn't
Yep.
have that same reflective qualities. I love my red board,
Mm-hmm.
but in direct sun, it can get blown out. Just
Yep.
like any of the anodized boards can. So that yellow one's probably my favorite to look at as far as a judge.
Oh, 100%. And, even my orange board, there's times when I like to wet my board before I put the fish on it, as most of us do. And, when I wet that board, then that board's all of a sudden, it's got a glossy clear coat of glass on there. So
Yeah.
that direct sunlight can definitely affect those things, things on the metal boards. Not that we don't all love them. They're cool as can be, but man, sometimes it's tough.
It doubles as a paddle and a self-defense weapon. And speaking of self-defense weapons, I thought you were going to have to take on some martial arts classes to defend that belt, because DJ Dustin Jones,
He come for it.
boy, and it was rumored throughout the week by a couple anglers that this guy was on some fish, and he was going to make a run at that belt. And
he went right back to the scene of the crime.
Boy, he sure enough did. And dang it, man, he just came up short. I mean, he was on obviously you look at his first three fish, 20 and a half, 20 a quarter, 20. That's flirting. 96 and a half is no joke.
Well, and it's like he said last Monday, he went right back out to that same area, and man, I don't know that he was doing the same thing, but his fish were still there from the previous tournament. He had them set up real good there, and you can kind of see there on the graph. I mean, he's got a black dot there where he's done nothing but go back and forth on one spot, and that's the kind of stuff as a fisherman.
That map is
you like to see that, man.
Out, yeah. That when you got a breadcrumb trail that turns into a loaf, you know what I'm saying? You on a spot. Obviously, he's scoping a particular area. We don't get much from that particular photo, but
no,
he's
but enough.
Yeah, he's wearing it out.
To the last episode, he'll tell you everything you need to know.
Oh, he's got a mixed bag.
He does. And he did have for the Green River tournament as well. So
awesome. Yeah, that's cool. I love seeing that, man. Great fish. 96 and a half inches, phenomenal finish. Way to go. I mean, he had everybody shaking in their boots.
Yeah, it was an overall for Kentucky for their first weeknight event.
Scroll down real quick, Chad. Scroll down real quick on that. Was that Earl Ross? Did I see Earl Ross show up there?
Yes, Earl was there.
Hey,
Earl did partake.
Right. Earl, shout out there.
There's Earl.
Yeah, Earl Ross
Tennessee
from Tennessee.
Guys.
Yeah, he's fished some of our derbs. So I know he said something about having to be relocating to the Paducah area. So yeah, it's cool to see. Cool to see anglers, travel and do the things. Weeknighter, you know what I mean? That's pretty cool. Pretty impressive. So shout out to him, and shout out to all those Kentucky guys. You asked for it. You got it. You showed up, and you did well. You did very well.
We're super excited about it. So Indiana and Kentucky, there used to be this basketball game before one school that we're not gonna call anybody out. They got scared.
Thanks,
They
Chad.
decided to stay on their side of the river. But I think one weekend or one weeknighter, we are going to, since they line up, they're both going head to head on the same day. We're going to combine these, and we're going to have a head to head shootout, the old battle of the border between Indiana and Kentucky for a weeknight tournament.
Hell yeah! What's it? What night does that line up? You know, let's see
So
if we
these
can get a
guys,
date for these folks.
we line up on Thursday nights for Indiana, Kentucky. So
Okay.
that's going to put it at, I'm going to say July 16th. July 16th, we're going to have the Battle of the Border. Now, the payout will go between the two states. Okay, so Indiana over here, Kentucky over here, one big payout to the middle. Now, Kentucky, your points are going to go to your division. Indiana, your points will go to your division. So you guys will get your respected points. Kentucky will have a 50-point, total that they can get. Indiana will have a 50-point total that they can get. So we don't, burden anybody's points, so they don't make the event or the classic over this tournament. But it'll definitely be a shootout between north and south of the Ohio River Basin.
Man, I just missed that tournament too because I would be coming through.
We can move it.
I'd be coming through Indiana from Minnesota the following Thursday. I know. Dang.
Oh, man.
Dang.
Yep, but the Battle of the Border, Indiana, Kentucky, that will be the 16th. So you guys that are listening, we'll start hyping that up just a little bit more here in the next couple weeks as we start to move into July. But took me off I went on a tangent there, Jason.
Gotcha.
I got to find
Man,
out where I was.
I helped you. I spoon fed
That's
you.
fine. That's fine. Everybody needs to do that to me. If I get going in one place too long,
you end up making a big old black mark on your graph like Dustin Jones did.
Believe me, buddy. We'll get into that more here in just a short order, but I definitely tried to do some of that over the weekend. Very much so. I went down a big rabbit hole. Let's see here. Get the old search bar pulled up on the old Tourney X app if we can. We do have a few new tournaments coming up this weekend as well. So Claytor Lake, I know Jason and I had mentioned it last week, but Claytor Lake will be back this coming weekend over there in the great state of Virginia. So if you guys, I know you've been waiting a little bit, and they're coming. They're coming back. It's happening.
Yeah, Virginia's for lovers and ex-bull riders.
That's for sure.
We'll see if anybody can kick him off the show. He's a hammer over there. So, yeah, excited to see Virginia get back on the map.
Well, and I do know for a fact that Bruce Beechler is he's planning on leaving Indiana and heading over there in search of some more points. He's worried to death that Rudy Yarworth is going to catch him. So he's going to be headed over that way to try to make up some points so Rudy don't catch up with him too quick.
Let's go. Let's go.
And we'll dive more into that as we get closer to winter.
Man.
But now we've got Mid-Atlantic Weeknighters. And Mid-Atlantic Weeknighters, they are covering so you're covering Pennsylvania, Delaware, and Maryland with the Mid-Atlantic Weeknighters. Group of these guys got together and they said, hey, let's put on a show. And buddy, they have for the biggest weeknight division that is going. Shout out Andy, shout out Crack and Tackle, but most importantly, shout out to these anglers that, man, heck of a group of dudes.
Yeah,
a group of dudes.
Dude, smashing them. I mean, they not only fish, but daggone, boy. I mean, they show out. They support USA Bass, and they support everything fishing out there. Man, Dustin Jones, you could pass as a gentleman. Was that your LinkedIn profile, bro? Come on.
He's coach, man. He's coach.
Man, let your hair down, but he's showing them boys how to do it. And speaking of showing them college boys how to do it, I did bring 4 Go Brewing NAs down here because I knew we were going to have the Mid-Atlantic on here. I knew we were going to be talking about Kraken tackle on the show tonight. So I'm geared up. I'm ready to go. This is arguably one of my favorite groups in the nation. And well, I mean, are we going to just start it off with this top three? Because I got questions. Questions right
ask them questions. Let's hear it.
Okay, Robinson.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we know the Quinlan's up there, right? We know the GQ. Oh, ooh, man, was that a homicide? Somebody murdered some seaweed on that boat. But I see two. I see a Ronnie and a Becky. Now, I don't want to judge. I don't want to say there's a male or female component.
Let's just see. Salisbury. Okay. Salisbury.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Now, as a gentleman, you know, Chad, you and I both are distinguished gentlemen. We would never enter a tournament and let our wives beat us. Hell no, we wouldn't let that happen. So shout out to you, Ronnie. Way to stick it to her, buddy. Way to take that third place.
It could be sister.
If you are, brother and sister, come down to Kentucky and fish for them during the red and blue game coming up on July the 16th. Kentucky needs all the help they can get. Shout out to my Kentucky brethren. Just kidding. There's no straight trees in Kentucky when it comes to the families. But Ronnie, congratulations. You beat your suspected family member. We'll just leave it at that. You got that third place finish by almost 5 inches, 78.25 inches, anchored by an 18.5 inch bass. Man, and pretty solid limit really across the board. Looking pretty good up there in Maryland. They showed out in a pretty good way, actually. So
really well.
You know, second place, Jonathan Patkus. He anchored his limit with a 20.5. Oh, America. Now that right there is a big bass on a giant boat. That looks like a blue sky boat. Works. Beautiful
sky boat works.
Yeah, that takes me back. Got the cooler on the front porch, or it could be reversing it like Missy Elliott, and that could be the back porch. We don't know. Blue sky boat works 360's got enough.
That's the back. That's the back because see, there's the wheels.
Okay, yeah. Well, those cross things are on the front and the back.
Yeah, but I think them's the ones for the wheels.
Yeah, because I see the little insert sprung up there. Yeah, so it's probably, it could be. We'll just assume it is. But you know what it is? It's a big bass.
It's a big fish.
Yeah, we're hypothesizing he's hippopotamus and he's got the big one.
Was big bass of the Derb by the way, BTW.
It should be. That's a nice fish, and you know, followed it with an 18.5. Solid limit, 80.75 inches, but 'twas not enough. No, Mr. Consistency.
You can't keep a good Quinlan down.
You can never keep a good Quinlan down. When I saw the results, I'm like, oh, of course. Gordy won again. Wait, is that an Italian bass? He got a Louisiana mustache. Yeah, he's straight up got a mustache.
He must ask you a question. Yeah. Gordon, welcome back to the show, sir. As always, when we get you guys on the Kayak Awards show here, tell the folks at home where you're from and what kind of kayak you're fishing out of this season.
I'm from Milford, Delaware, and I'm fishing out of a Old Town AP 136.
Nice. Well, Gordon, welcome back to the winner circle. I mean, I didn't even see Gordy on there. You got the best of him so good that he's all the way down there in 8th place on this one. So
Chad, he's still out in the woods picking out a switch because the old man beat him.
Well, we both switched up this past week. I went out and checked out the pond that I placed second in the prior tournament, Wednesday nighter, and that place goes through a transition. It normally starts off early in the year with your regular clear tea stain, your tannic acid kind of color and water, but then it ends up transitioning once things start heating up, and the water temperature there was like upper 80s, 88, 89, and water it gets like I don't know if it's an algae bloom, but it turns murky brown, and the fish just they wasn't reacting to things like they should. So I ended up going to a different body of water for this tournament, as well as Gordy. he went to a different one. And another thing we get a lot of on these ponds around here, because they're so shallow and small, is a lot of filamentous algae that floats on top, big mats, and jams your trolling motors up and fouls your lures as well. So we have that to contend with in these little mill ponds that we fish.
Nice. Yeah, 88, upper 80s is, man, that's smoking hot for the Northeast. I haven't seen that down here in Tennessee, to be honest with you, just quite yet. I wonder if that darker watercolor really amplifies the temperature, as Mr. Bill Dance would say, of that water.
Yeah, it does. And like I say, the fact that their places are so shallow and the water's dark,
Mm-hmm.
it really picks up the heat quick.
Oh, yeah, dark water, dark bottom, hotness. But the only hotness I see on this screen tonight is Senior getting the dub. Now you said, your son and I, yourself, switched up bodies of water. Did you guys end up on the same lake this time, or were you fishing separate?
No, we don't. We try not to fish on the same bodies of water. So now if he was on a completely different body.
It's a good idea. You ever think about whipping a rattle trap over there and catching him in the back of the neck when he's beating on you or anything like that? Would that thought ever come to your mind?
Well, when we boat fished together years ago, that I caught him in the back of the head with a rattle trap.
Sorry if I brought up anything, Gordy, but PTSD or anything.
Yeah, it was kind of comical. I was on some schoolies, and it was one cast after another, and all he was doing was taking fish off, putting them in a live well, and he stepped down in the bottom of the boat to put one in as I went to make a cast and got caught.
God, I love it. Yes. Well,
so Gordon, how is the weeknighters different for you fishing these events versus the weekend events? I mean,
well,
are you seeing any difference?
Seeing as how it's abbreviated, 4 hours, it takes you a little out of your normal game plan, because your 8 hours, you can kind of just methodically go around and hit things, but you don't have that kind of time in a 4-hour tournament. So you really have to expedite getting around that pond and hitting your hot spots, and then doubling back on spots if you have to. It's like, I knew where I wanted to start. There was a brush pile. I went to that and caught 3 fish in the first 15 minutes on the Kraken G-Money jig. And then I went and figured the pad fields, the fish might be in the pads. I went punching pads for a little bit with the jig, picked up a couple more fish, but to help out and get my limit. And then I grabbed a spinnerbait, a thumper spinnerbait, single Colorado blade, and started throwing it. And I was actually in an area that I didn't even think there would be fish in. It was just out in the open between 2 pad fields. And just before that, maybe 20 minutes before, I'd caught a big old pickerel on the squid stick. And this fish, when it hit and loaded up that spinnerbait, I thought, man, the way it was running and making my line sing through the water and not coming up to the top, under the kayak, around the kayak, and everywhere, I thought, that's just another big pickerel. And finally, I got my net so I can get it up and get the bait out of its mouth. And it comes up, and when it did, it come right up out of the water, and it was about an 18-inch fish, and jumped and didn't quite make it in the net, and it come unbuttoned. It just missed the net. And I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe that happened. So I made some more fan casts and ended up catching another 16 and a half doing that. And then I went to a partially submerged tree, and I caught my 2 17s off that tree, throwing the spinnerbait around it. So, but yeah, I mean, you really have to cover some water, and like I say, it takes me a little out of my game, because Gordy, he's the one that fishes fast, and he can cover a lot of water. I'm more methodical about my approach to it.
I like it. That's nice, and it's always good to hear, A's crack and tackle, because the throat gets dry. But B, I mean, some older techniques, if you will, spinner baits, jigs, stuff like that. Very cool. Throwing at visual targets. It's a fun way to fish. You know what I mean? It just goes to show you don't have to have all the fancy tech to get it done. Sometimes you just roll a spinner bait right down the trunk of that tree and wait for it to load up. So
exactly.
Yeah. Heck yeah, man. Fun fishing and successful fishing. That short window, you bust 80 plus inches in a short window, you're doing pretty good.
Yeah, well, just before the shutdown in the last hour, Ronnie Robinson, he was pretty much on my tail pretty much the whole afternoon there, and he took over me by a quarter inch. He was at 78 and a quarter, and I was at 78. And I saw it, and I was like, well, I got to get something done. And that's, like I say, that's when I ended up catching those two 17s, a 17 and a quarter and 17 and three quarter. And I didn't even see the Packus guy at that point. I think he caught that 20-incher late and did his thing. And by the way, Ronnie and Becky are husband and wife. They're a phenomenal couple, good fish for people. I know Becky, they both fished the Bassmaster Kayak Series, a good bit of that. And he was in first place down on Kissimmee a year ago among 200 and some anglers. So she's not a slouch.
That's
Heck
awesome.
yeah, dude. That's phenomenal. I love seeing that. And that's got to be a good time, man. A little smack talking at the house, you know. You know, winner has to make, you know, the other one make dinner or something. I don't know what they kind of
wash the dishes. Wash the dishes. What do you do? Loser has to wash the dishes. That's how that works.
wash. You've been worse.
Yeah, I'm from the South.
As long as you rinse them when you're done, that's all that matters, Chad.
That's right.
Yeah,
But no, that is awesome. And Gordon, we appreciate you guys coming out and fish this one. I mean, like I said, this Eastern or Mid-Atlantic division has become the biggest weeknighter division. Everybody seems to be loving the weeknighters so far, and it is fun to see that, you know, you guys showing up and doing this thing upright and becoming familiar faces on the podcast. I think that's really cool too. That's, you know, something that you know, Jason and I enjoy, and getting to talk to you and seeing all your knowledge, and, you know, hopefully you're going to come back and hang out with us this winter, and we'll get to have a real conversation with you and Gordy together.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
Oh,
We'd like
yeah.
to do it, man. Well, Gordon, thank the folks at home that you need to thank, and yeah, tell everybody where to find out more about you.
Okay, well, definitely have to thank my wife for putting up with this fishing madness I've had for all these years. And then my sponsors, which is Crack and Tackle, Miller Metal Fabrication, and my local State Farm agent, they're Colin Collins here in Milford, Delaware. And obviously you guys, man, this is great what you're doing here, and giving us this avenue to talk to you through. And so there again, thanks.
Oh yeah, it's
Wouldn't
just
have it any other way.
Jason and Chad on the weekly Quinlan show, man. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, we're here for you guys.
Pronunciation of that last name, unless if you're just kidding with it, that's okay. But there's not an extra N in there. It's Quillen.
Quillen. I did say Quinlan. Well, we got a Quinlan up in Indiana that takes everybody's money on the boat side, so I get him. He lives in my dreams up there, and you know, Hoosier Open tournaments and BFLs up in Indiana. Yeah, he might really messes in my head. I see his name and I'm like, I cringe. He's like a Gordy or a Gordon in Indiana. He just takes everybody's money.
I know we're looking forward to coming down to Kentucky and hopefully, like I say, hopefully get to meet you guys in person.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a time.
Definitely be there.
Yeah,
we will definitely be there, and we're looking forward to it. And to that note, if you guys don't have a good place to stay yet, if you're listening and watching this thing, even if it's on the aftermath of the live stream, man, get you a place booked. I'm telling you, there is, as of today, what would we say, like 80 something last week, Jason qualified? Guess what? There's 94 of y'all qualified for this thing right now. It's growing quite literally every day. So get out there, find you a spot to stay in beautiful Catawba, Kentucky, and get ready to go, because this thing is, I got a feeling it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, it's going to definitely be a good time, and Catawba is going to be a wonderful host city. It's not a huge city, so but get in while you can.
Yeah, for sure. There's plenty of places to stay all around, but seriously, I would get a place booked, because, you know, it's a matter of time before we all start heading that way. Better be safe than sorry. Well, Gordon, we are gonna, man, we got to let you go, unfortunately, tonight, and we've got to move on to the great Empire State of New York to talk a little bit more about some weeknight tournaments.
New York.
So
Great fellas.
we'll catch you soon, I'm sure.
Yeah, congratulations, Gordon.
Thank you.
Quillin, like the quill and a pen, Quillin.
You'll get there.
My bad,
Get there,
guys.
buddy.
You would think, people that have been on the show like 632 times, I probably have their name memorized right now.
That's a whole bunch of weird sounds there.
That's why I went with GQ, man. GQ squared, dude. Come on.
Well, while we're talking about it, I think it's time once again to our guest needs to drop by.
I'm Kimbrough with Katawa Tourism, and I'm here on beautiful Lake Barkley. And I'd like to welcome USA Bassin Senior and Kayak Classics to Lake Barkley this fall in September and October. It's going to be an amazing tournament trail.
Mr. Kimbrough, he's ready for you.
He's
Come on
fired
down.
up. He's
Get a
fired
place
up.
booked. He is fired up, man. Talked to him the other day, and yeah, man, it's going to be a good time. I can feel it coming. But dude, New York, time to go to New York for the Wednesday night shuffle. We did these backwards. I did Thursday, and now we're back to Wednesday. But this will be our last weeknighter breakdown. And man,
Height. Is this a weeknight?
This is a weeknighter.
Daggum.
10 anglers in the great state of New York, but man, they put them on the board.
Son. I mean,
Put them on the board. Let's go ahead and start out with that big fish. Corey Thornton, 18 3/4. Let's see if we can find that one there and pull it up real quick. He was in second BTW. I mean, would you just look at it?
some shoulders on them. Northern strain largemouth are beautiful.
They're pretty. They're pretty fish, man.
It is a pretty fish. You got a pretty mouth on you. Yeah, but yeah, I mean these limits are freaking awesome.
They're great. They are, especially for a weeknighter. And not a lot of culling, but what they're catching's quality out of the gate. So I think that says a lot about the fisheries that these guys are in. James Neal coming at you with 80 inches in third place. 17 3/4 was his largemouth anchor. There again, can't tell you guys where these guys are fishing. We don't want to give away anybody's secrets, but not a bad looking bass right there. Old northern humphead, as they like to say.
And he got that third place dub via tiebreaker. Quarter-inch big bass separated him there on the tiebreaker. So congratulations. Every little quarter-inch matters. So, yeah, and it looks like he was out there doing some scoping. That's a bright palette choice on the scope screen there. But, yeah.
Looks like he's got him stacked. Looks like he's got some standing timber there on a hump he's throwing out too and bringing it back through. So, man, can't beat that.
No. We learning out here. We learning.
Looks like you got some bait stacked over top of it. Let's go to another one. I just want to see.
Yeah, now we're all in.
Now I'm scoping. We're scoping together.
Dang,
Come on, man.
Molly had some shoulders, son.
Come on, man.
Now he got smart. He done got smart on us, bro.
He done got smart on us. Let's see. Yep.
He done got smart. Gosh, man, some healthy looking. Man, that I don't know what lake he's fishing, bro, but it's healthy.
That is a
good
looking.
Every one of those fish are just stocky.
I think I was clicking on the wrong guy, actually.
We're back.
There we go.
We're back. Yeah, we're back. Bro.
Yeah, I got a little wild there. That's my bad. That's my bad. I'll cut us off there. Let's look at this one. 16 3/4. Looks like he's kind of fishing that same stuff. If you look at this one screen on his graph, and again, there's no map here. We're just assuming. Yeah. But you can see a couple little dots down there, and looks like he's up on top fishing downward of it. So you can see some nuggets out there.
Yeah, you can learn a lot by looking at the Bubba Tourney X leaderboard.
There's some standing timber again on the one. Yeah. So yeah, I like that pattern. I'm here for it. Yeah. Corey Thornton, second place, 86 inches. He just caught 5. Or he just entered in 5. We'll put it that way.
He put 5 on the board. Now these are going to be some thick fish. Now you already previewed.
I already went through them once, but
Yeah.
yeah. So if you're watching this thing live, you've already seen these fish. But if you're listening, man, these fish are super good quality fish. I mean, they're thick. Look at this 16. I mean, would you just look at that small jaw?
That's fun. That's
Very
fun to
small
catch.
jaw.
I had to adjust my microphone because apparently Dayton is on fire. I don't know how many first responders, and shout out to all of our first responders out there tuning in, are going down Highway 27 right now, but it's a whole lot of them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So shout out Corey, and heck of a job. Second place finish with Big Bass. That is never a bad day. But man, Jared Haskell, I feel like Jared was just up there. Just up there in the first place.
Pretty sure he was. Yeah.
I'm
Haskell
pretty
is
sure he
definitely
was.
not a name I would forget. That's for damn sure. And he's got a solid limit. You want to talk about consistently solid limit? Dude, that is 87.25 inches, 18 to 17. You know, that's it. That's solid. I mean, you're living pretty good right there.
And you know, dude, like we was talking about this. Let's go ahead. Me and you, we have conversations throughout the week. Mainly me talking to myself through you. But I mean, let's look at his ride. Nothing fancy.
No.
Nothing fancy at all. I love this. This is what makes grassroots kayak fishing right here, boys and girls.
100%.
I mean, you know, obviously you can rig these boats out as much as you want to, but then, you know, you can keep it as simple as this right here. A couple rods, got him a net, he's got a board, he's got his phone in a waterproof box, and he's in a sit-in kayak out there doing work. Bringing home the win, man.
Yeah, bringing home the dub and like a sun dolphin is like the ultimate flex. I'm just gonna say it.
Fishing's
That's a flex,
fishing,
dude. Yeah,
fishing is fishing.
I mean, you do with what you want, and you make out of it whatever you want. You just get no excuses. Just go fish. You know what I mean? This he could complain and whine and moan and groan all he wants. There's that Bubba Gump fish right there, but you know what? He's out there getting it done. Got it done. Got the win. Beat some expensive stuff out there. His return on investment, huge. Oh, I love that shot. That is a
cool shot.
That's a USA Bassin cover shot right there.
That's a good one. We may have to use that one. We may have to dig that one up here before long.
I like the public safety announcement on those pliers there, Jared Haskell.
Careful. Yeah, those look
careful close. Where you put those are close. But beautiful smallmouth, excellent angle on that picture. You get, the nose of the kayak with the tree in the background.
Beautiful New
Bob
York
Ross's
background.
Man, it's beautiful. I love that.
He painted a good picture on this one,
did.
man.
Yeah, all the pretty trees. Like it.
So shout out Jared Haskell winning the New York Wednesday night shuffle last week. Man, that's hard to beat. A good Wednesday nighter off work, taking the kayak out on top of the car, just throwing it over your shoulder, heading down, and then just whooping everybody. I mean, you just don't get no better than that, man.
Nope. Over the shoulder bass holder right there. America. That's impressive. Good job.
For sure.
I will drink a Go Brewing decoder to that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
Let's see if we can't find some more tournaments to talk about here. I mean, we made it through all the weeknighters in 48 minutes. That's not bad, considering we stuttered and stammered around more than anything.
Yeah, with one guess, and it still took 48 minutes. That tells you how many tournaments we got going on. I mean, Indiana, Kentucky, Maryland, Delaware, New York.
But first, we're going to go out to the beautiful state of Texas. Shout out Texas. I know it felt like a hot minute since Texas has been on, and it had been, but that's okay. It's good to see him back. And before we break down the results, let's go ahead and shout out Chance Van Winkle. That dude took home the division title. He is the division champion for the Texas division. Sealed the deal out there on Fork. Got it done. So shout out Chance, man. You definitely earned it. Heck of a fisherman at that. He's always near the top, always does a great job. And stand-up individual. He's been on the pod before. If you haven't heard from Chance, go back to some of our previous episodes and you can catch him on there. So first and foremost, shout out Chance on your division championship. And man, those things are earned. They're not easy to come by. You've got to fish all 5 tournaments. There's no gimmies. You gotta show up.
Yep. That makes him a TOC qualifier too.
Mm-hmm. Boom. But breaking this thing down, 26 anglers, 121 fish caught out on beautiful Lake Fork. This one scared me. I thought somebody was going to take my belt, and I really figured it was going to come from Lake Fork. When I seen it on the schedule, not that Dustin Jones out there in the great state of Kentucky didn't scare me, but man, Fork, you just felt, I just felt it slipping away.
Just look at that top 6. When you look at the Tourney X, it literally slipped away.
It slipped away. My belt almost slipped away, but I got it still.
Okay, now look at the top 7 because it all fits in one screen. Thank you, Chad.
Yeah.
Everybody in the top 7 has a minimum of 20-inch plus fish.
Let's go further.
10th. Look at JW.
Shout out JW because
giant bass, 23 and a half.
James Walker was the big bass for the tournament at 23 and a half.
Let's see it. Did you break the internet, chat? God. Big bass. Gee, Merry Christmas. Yeah. That's a nice looking bass sitting on the new canoe. Yeah. Hell of a job. That's a good fish.
Well, I mean, but there again, man, I mean, the 20s are still going all the way down here in 16th place. Vicky McCluskey, shout out you, girl. You got you a 20 3/4. I mean, would you look at it? It just says Lake Fork, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. Rocking out the leaderboard in the teal color.
And that looks like our last 20 on the board. So shout out Vicky.
Yep.
I mean, good night.
A lot of 20s, man. Yeah, so that it's Lake Fork, right? So it's supposed to have these big old fish, and apparently it's full of them. The fishing was good. The fishing was hot. Saw a Gatorade on the floorboard there, so people out there staying hydrated, catching these slouches. Jeez. I mean, they're just built right. Okay. They're built right, built good. There's our AOI champ, Chance Van Winkle.
There was the 19. I mean, 19. Yeah. Most places, people get pretty excited. Look at that.
Dude, that is long. That looks like a pike with bass flies on it. That's a long, skinny fish right there now.
It is.
But yeah, he 85 3/4 inches, just cracked the top 10 in an 8th place finish.
And Tim Sire, he's got him a nice one too. I mean, these fish are definitely spawned out, but some of them it looks like they're strapped back on the feed bag, and some of them look like they're getting ready to. So,
they
know
the deal.
On.
They know the deal. So your top 5 or top, we'll do top 3. Top 3, BDH. Brian Howell, 22 and a half, 18 3/4, 17 1/4, 16 and a half, 15 and a half, 90 and a half inches, big head out there, getting it done, hanging out over the edge of that Hobie kayak, got him a 3rd place finish. He was tied and with Philip Wyatt, no stranger to the game at all. That tiebreaker, again, broke by big bass. Philip had a big one, 22 inches. Brian, 22 and a half. He wins the tiebreaker. If they would have been tied, just FYI, goes to the next biggest bass, which would have been broke by Philip. So that's kind of give you guys a brief rundown of how that rule breaks down. But, hey, that's why we measure and count all the fishes. So good job, Brian Howell. Got 3rd place finish, 90 and a half inches. You did just get edged out by Adam McCluskey, who, again, we keep saying it, 20-inch anchor, 20 1/4 anchor, another torpedo fish. But they count. Long and skinny counts same as long and fat in this game. And he had a few more long ones adding up to 92 inches. You see he called 6 times as he clawed his way up to a 2nd place finish on the Tourney X leaderboard to earn himself some uber valuable points, 99 of them to be exact, on this weekend affair on beautiful Lake Fork. to help his quest for the classic. That's a nice little healthy fish right there.
Yes, it is. That one's going to be a stud. You can just tell by looking at it.
It's got them Texas Park and Wildlife genetics in it. He's an A1A Beachfront Avenue. But they all fell short of Mr. Gene Nichols.
And shout out Gene. Gene has been on, I think he was on the podcast last time we had Texas on the podcast. So shout out Gene, man. Wish you could have been here tonight. Understand things happen and you've got stuff going on, but
the bearded Texas Wonder down there, 22 3/4 inch kicker fish. Man, dark, beautiful kicker fish.
Yes, it is.
Coming out of Lake Fork. And he had 95 3/4 inches. Definitely made chat. Sweat. Homicide. That one got caught in a drive-by. 19 inch, 18 and a half, 18 silly solid limit. There you go. Bright and early morning bass. Way to get your day started right there. That's always a good feeling when you have an 18 plus early. Yeah, dude, great Scott. We got some smells right there. You think he's using some scent?
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But shout out Gene and shout out to this Texas crew. I know through the ups and downs, you guys got it done, man. And super stoked for y'all. I think that this tournament went off and it went off big with all these 20-inch fish. And man, Fork is a good one. And
it's phenomenal.
Man, it's just, it's hard to say no to that.
Yeah, if someone says, "Hey, man, you want to go fish Fork?" Yeah, go. That's what you do. You just go.
Go.
Yeah, 26 anglers showed up for that tournament. So shout out to each one of y'all for showing up. Like Chad said, it's kind of tough, negotiating different time slots and schedules and different events going on different bodies of water. But you guys showed up and definitely showed out with some great fish. And we're looking to seeing some of you guys up in, it's weird saying up, but up in Kentucky for the Classic. It's going to be a wild time. Good time.
For sure.
Them be some bigs caught faux show, and I know them Texas anglers know how to catch them.
For sure.
They always show them out.
We are going to go ahead, and we've got a couple guests down here that are waiting, I know, but we're going to go ahead and bust out Indiana so we can bring these guests on and give them some more time here. So let's truck over to Ohio to Brookville Lake. Ba-da-ow.
Ba-da-ba-da.
So Brookville was a fun place. Actually, Jason, I'd only been there one time prior to this tournament, and it was a long time ago. Marcus Grubbs and I we was there at the same time, and that was the only time we'd been. So it was cool. It was cool to go back. Man, obviously lots of rain coming into the area made it interesting. Mm-hmm. Some of the places that we all wanted to go up north on the lake, obviously didn't want to go there because there was so much flow in. The Whitewater River that was below the lake was quite dingy. Marcus and I, we put in at one ramp, and I know some of the others, Bruce Beechler, he put in a different one. And, there was a lot of floating debris out there early in the morning of stuff coming in the lake. But you could get out far enough and get away from it and get to some better, cleaner looking water. And that's where it went down. I know for Marcus and I, we both ran two different patterns and pretty much came up. We was walking each other's dog basically back and forth all day, just kind of catching the same type of fish. It was just, and you can see that throughout the leaderboards, 73, 73, 72, 71. I mean, pretty well identical as far as what we were seeing. Jason Wood, well, let's shout out Bruce. Bruce put in a little bit of time. He went out there and did some practicing that helped him land in that third place position. He got down there on Thursday and started scouting around, also fished the weeknighter down there on Old Brookville. But 73.25 inches and that 17.5-inch largemouth is what separated him from one Marcus Grubbs and give him the slight nod to get in there to that third place. But David's been coming on strong. This guy right here, showed up at that classic last year on Nickajack. So shout out to David. I mean,
Showed
he's
up
been putting some
flexing, by
runs.
the way. He flexed on them boys at the like quite literally at the classic last year on Nickajack. And yeah, he's definitely been on a straight up heater, dude. 2026 is his year. You know what I mean?
It may be. So you get into this Hoosier division and you dive into it a little bit deeper as far as the overall AOY points. 2 AOY points separate him and Marcus Grubbs right now for that top spot. So with 2 tournaments left, man, on Monroe and then up north at Geist, man, anything can happen, especially on those 2 lakes.
Oh yeah, I mean, Monroe's you flip a coin for that. I mean, you never know what Monroe you're going to get, I guess. So that's the wild card. Gosh, I don't know. I would say, depending on the grass at Geist, whenever you guys have your event up there, that's going to make all the difference in the world. Geist has got some pigs. That could be a belt. That lake could definitely be a belt lake for sure.
It'll be interesting.
It'll
be a really interesting tournament. It falls at a tough time there in July, so we'll just have to see how that goes. I mean, July's kind of that tipping point. It can be good, it can be bad. It's just
2 points separating them. That's going to be a hell of a race to the end to see, who can bring that home. Is anybody else got an outside shot looking in for that, or you think it's going to definitely come down to that?
I think I would be the only person that has the outside shot to get in. I'm just a few points behind them, but ultimately, as the director and the guy that's sitting here, kind of pushing the pencil on this and helping.
Yeah, you would lay up. Chad would lay up.
I would lay up for the boys to. I would lay up just to see.
You'd have a Sony in your hand instead of a flipping stick. I
would have the camera in my hand instead of flipping stick to make sure that
if I were to
day went down like it's supposed to. It's just how it goes, man. It's just how it goes.
Yeah, it's part of it. But yeah, man, great job, guys.
Yeah, shout out Jason Wood. He come in and man, he's a local guy. He's from the Brookville area, so the lake sets up nice for him. He kind of had a lot more insight than the rest of us did, and he went out there and showed it to us. And 22 1/4 also took home the big bass of the day for that largemouth. And you can see in his limit, he's predominantly largemouth. And I think that's the interesting part of it. You can see there, David predominantly more largemouth as well. He's got a couple smallmouth, but the smallmouth in the old Brookville, was it the way to go? Probably not. Was it a whole lot of fun? Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Smallmouth are always a good time.
They were a real good time. Probably not the smartest idea if somebody was focusing on those, but and you can see, Marcus and I were fishing 2 different patterns in the same cove, and whether they were smallmouth or largemouth, I mean the consistency across the board pretty well showed what type of fish that those were in that area. So, but shout out to this crew, great crew, and they've been dedicated to this thing, and good to see them out there at the Hoosier division. I'm excited to see where this thing lines up for Marcus and David. I think that's going to be a good time.
Oh yeah, I love watching a good AOY race. Shake out to the very end there, and where that comes down to that last tournament, and it almost turns into like it's not about who's in first. It's like who's on top, Marcus or David. It's pretty cool. I love watching those go down. It's very entertaining, from a fan perspective of the game. So we got us a heater there in the Hoosier division for sure.
For sure. And, I think let's go back. Let me flip back my screens here. So, yeah, July 18th at Monroe. That's going to be the next one. Will it be high water? Will it be back to normal? Just stay tuned to find out.
The way it's been raining in Indiana, my guess is going to go with high water.
I'm going to go with high water myself.
Yeah, you guys have had so much rain going through the southern part of the state. If if they open it up, it's going to push all that water down Salt Creek into the White River, and it's just going to make a mess of things. So I think they'll hold for a while.
They will. The White River's got to get below the action stage before they can start the release process again. They tried it once, and then the rain came back, but there's something about it, man. Between Indianapolis and Louisville this year, right there in the middle, it seems like it's just been wailing on us. So
yeah,
it's part of it. We'll see how that develops out for the Hoosier division, but overall, I can't wait to see it go down.
Yeah, got hit with a cool stat, and shout out to everybody. Happy Father's Day, and Grandfather's Day to you, Chad, as well. The kids hit me with a prior to yesterday, because I know there were some more storms in Indiana. 51 tornadoes in Indiana in 2026.
Dang. That's
100. Yeah, that's a ton. 111 in Illinois.
Yeah.
Just this year. Dang.
It was eerie. It was an eerie night last night. I will say that we had a warning that dropped on us at one point, and it was one of those nights that's just quiet and still. That's never the thing you like to have when it's that kind of weather.
Nope. And I was sharing with you, the videos of the Morgan Monroe State Forest down there, where it looks like that God just came through with some shears and went sink, gave all the trees a haircut. It's pretty wild down there. So, thoughts and prayers to anybody that, has property damage. Fortunately, I don't think there was any loss of life or super serious injuries. So, good job on the National Weather Service for getting those warnings out early. I got some friends up in the BAM network. They operate on the south side of Indianapolis there. Shout out to those guys for keeping folks on their toes. When nobody else is up there doing that thing, they're doing that thing. So shout out to y'all.
Well, let's jump out here to New York. We've got a couple more tournaments left, if you can believe it. Saranac Chain was in business from the Saranac Chain of Lakes up there in beautiful New York this past weekend. And man, James Stewart dropping it on him again with a third place. James had a good day. He led this thing for a hot minute throughout the day, best I could recall.
Yeah, some good numbers too. Yeah, that's a solid limit, 19 to 17 inches straight across the board. That's a good day out there on the water. And man, that's a pretty good looking vessel he's fishing out of, if I do say so myself. But yeah, 19, 17 and a half, 17 and a quarter, 17 and a quarter, 17. Very consistent. Looks good. Like the green color. Not so much the blackboard, but the green. What is that? Is that a feel free? I'm trying to tell by that.
Maybe
pedals, but yeah, grabber green is that color. I've always been a fan of that color. I don't know why. Yeah, that's a feel free. That's a feel free.
This kayak you don't see too much anymore. Not like you used to.
No. It's
they were good boats. Shout out Mike McKinstry.
Yeah, I was gonna say the old Bass Squatch.
Bass Squatch buddy. He's got one. Great show if you guys ever get a chance to watch it.
And a best-selling children's author, I think.
Yes, for sure. Check out his books. That's a guy we need to have on the pod.
Yeah, dude, he'd be a good conversation. He's got great hair too.
He does.
There's a reason I'm wearing a hat tonight.
Check out Mike's show on Discovery Channel if you guys ever get a chance. It's kind of like Dirty Jobs meets kayak fishing. It's a whole lot of fun.
Yes.
Justin Forte, second place, 89.25 inches. Largemouth bass coming at you, 19.25. And I believe, Mr. Jason Cassidy, this is the big bass of the derb.
It's definitely got some shoulders on it. I mean, it's a good looking fish.
Lord
have mercy. Yes. And he banked it with a bunch of smallies behind it. Yeah, definitely your big bass. 19 and a quarter inches, 89 and a quarter inches overall. Caught a lot of fish. It has a beautiful smallmouth.
That's a love affair right there.
Got some beautiful bars on it. I mean, that thing looked like it's been serving about 5 years in the penitentiary, dude. Look at that thing.
We just stop the show right here and everybody just sit there and admire that.
Yeah. You know what we don't admire is the blackboard that the smallmouth's laying on,
the
but it does make a good
blackboard.
backdrop.
It's a great backdrop for a brown fish.
Oh yeah,
Like, I mean, would you just look at it?
all barred up.
They're just so
Beautiful.
mean. I love them.
Beautiful fish. And a beautiful finish for Justin Forret.
Yes.
Oh, weird. Real weird.
Oh,
Oh,
what's up,
weird.
fellas?
What's up, Mark Chase?
Your bank
How you guys
account.
Tell everybody where you're from, what kind of kayak you're fishing. Now, we know you're a regular offender on the pod, but man, there may be somebody that they watch this and need to know who Mark Chase is.
From Saratoga Springs, New York. I fish out of a Hobie PA-14 XR 360.
There you go. So, Mark, man, welcome back. First of all, man, it's always good to see you. And man, you've had some good finishes this year, and you've had some finishes you'd probably like to have back. But
Yes,
man,
sir.
it's always good to see you. Kind of break down, man, what went on the Saranac for you this past weekend.
All right. Well, it was supposed to rain all day. It started to rain on us a little bit when we launched off. Then it was just cloudy most of the day, and the sun popped out every now and then. And when we got off, it started thundering and it started raining. But my day went pretty smooth. It's just one of those days where everything just kind of goes right. My first fish I lost within the first 5 minutes. It's like, all right, get that shenanigan out of the way. Then I just went and just hit my normal areas that I fish. I love that way. We were on Fowlsby, me and Bill, so we had pretty much the lake to ourselves. Just hit my areas. Had to scope out more than normal. I was looking for submerged vegetation, and was just running a swim bait over the top of it, and if they were there, they were coming up and swallowing that thing. At first, I got big, largemouth at first. It was pretty shallow. It was between two grass mats right next to shore. And normally, I cranked the smallmouth out pretty good. Might get one or two largemouth, but I got a lot of largemouth first. I got my limit pretty quick. Then, as the day went on, the smallmouth started biting. So basically, I was just looking for submerged grass, some rocks, anything with structure. Then I started going a little shallow, and I saw a lot of beds with nothing on them. Water temps were like 65 degrees. And I got a couple small, real shallow, probably within 4 or 3 foot. There was some rocks, some gravel bottom. One had a bloody tail. So it's like, well, maybe it's still are some on there, but I must have seen probably 50 beds and it was nothing on them. So I just fished around for a while. Had my limit pretty quick. And I was pretty consistent on them. I had the right ones. I had a couple small ones in the beginning. They called them out.
Yeah, I'd say you're definitely consistent. I mean, you got 18s from the rooter to the tutor on the Tourney X leaderboard. So, I mean, you definitely had a super strong day out there. That's very impressive.
My biggest on that lake is a 19 and a half smallmouth. That's my PB on there. It's awesome lake. I just love going up there. I just cycled through. I'd started out with the old trusty swim bait, going over the vegetation. And once I got my limit, I started experimenting. I had the chatterbait, Ned rig, I had a drop shot, shaky head. I had everything but a jerk bait. I didn't bring that one. And I had even the urchin. I had a white one or a pearl one, and I had a dark watermelon one. And those things, I could just watch them come up to it, sniff it, turn right around. So I switched the color. Same thing. I could not get bit on that thing. So it's like, all right,
that's weird.
Yeah, I'm not going to throw that anymore.
So it's not the magic candy that everybody makes it out to be, huh?
No, unfortunately. But they, maybe that lake, they just don't care for them. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, they don't have octopus living in that lake apparently, so that's all right.
Yep.
I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you at all. So we got between you and the Quillins, I mean you definitely make this a regular appearance on the show. You guys know how to catch fish.
Yes.
You're educating the public every week. So if you're watching this show and you fish in the New York area and you're not listening to Mark Chase, you should probably start, bringing a pen and paper on Monday nights because he drops some knowledge. You don't withhold much information. We appreciate you for that. So
I tell everybody everything. I don't hold anything back.
yeah,
I tell my buddies what I'm using. They pretty much know what I throw anyway. So
yeah,
I had some tournaments I wish I could do over. Those Wednesday nighters, I think I've had one decent one. The other ones, I just gotta get on the right water, I guess. I feel rushed when I go through those for some reason, but it is what it is,
Yeah, it might be par for the course. I mean, you do have like a 3 to 4 hour window or whatever it is. I mean, actually today I think is the start of the day's declining in hours, so you're going to end up with a little bit shorter hours. On this podcast, Chad asked, you tell yourself, oh yeah, I got the Hobie, the 360 drive. And then, towards the end of the show, you're going to thank your awesome girlfriend, make every woman in the world jealous. So now my question becomes so she's obviously an incredible human being. Lets you fish weeknighters, lets you fish weekends. But now you're becoming a regular on a Monday night. I mean, what night does your beautiful girlfriend get? Asking for a friend.
Every night after that.
Which is getting shorter by the second.
Yeah.
What, between all these weekends and weeknight tournaments and the podcast, and you're obviously a successful angler. We appreciate you, letting us have some of your time, that way you can have your, we appreciate you. Yeah. We want to make sure
she's a good girl. She's a keeper.
Oh yeah. I mean, her. As long as she gets you for 2 to 3 minutes, it's all good.
Yep.
You can clip that and say what you want about it. It's just good times.
It's all good.
But no, yeah, man, hell of a job, dude. And that's kind of a segue. Go ahead, thank everybody you want to thank for yet another first place finish in New York.
Yep. Well, as always, my girlfriend for, let me do what I love, my passion for fishing, my friends and family, and, everybody that supports me.
Heck yeah, man. We're here for it. We look forward to seeing you on the show every year. And like Chad said to Mr. Quillen earlier, you're going to be a hell of a conversation to have on the wintertime. Your girlfriend will get a little bit extra time when you're on. That's a hell of an idea.
I don't know if you'll do it, but we can try.
Look, that Chad, I don't always give Chad enough credit, but that's a really good suggestion. We could have
those are the kind of suggestions though that I get that I have that are really good ideas. They also get me in trouble.
No, it's a great idea. I'll take the heat. I'm single. I don't have a woman at home that's going to yell at me for it. So it'll be my idea because I think it's great. But we can have a woman's seminar, like how to treat your man that is a bass fisherman.
I think you're going down a bad rabbit hole.
No, man, it's going to be good. Hey, negative clicks is good clicks. We got this.
I'll get her on.
She can educate the American women on how to properly do it. We gone away from putting on your apron and getting in the kitchen, make me a sandwich. No, we just want we just need a woman to educate the other women on how to get out there, let your man go do some fishing.
There you go.
I like it. Sorry, Chad.
No, you're fine, man.
Ratings are gonna.
No, it's fine. Ratings already dipped once you started talking, Jason. Well, Mark, we definitely appreciate you and thank you for being one of the leaders up in New York and making it is what it is to be a great trail. And shout out Mr. Bill Short for the great job that he does up there in New York. He puts a lot of time and effort into it, and he is a heck of a guy with some killer dance moves. Come to the classic, see the dance off between him and Jason right there on the stage. It's going to be beautiful.
Going down for real. He don't know it yet, but it's going down.
Oh boy.
Can you imagine Bill doing the stanky leg? I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just going to throw it out there.
I've seen it.
Hopefully nobody gets hurt.
There's going to be some hips tossed for sure, dude. I don't know about him, but between the beer and the Geritol, we'll make it happen.
Hey.
All right, Mark. Well, thanks for being here tonight.
right.
And
Well,
man,
thank
we'd
you,
love
and
to stay
thank
and
you
talk.
guys.
We got to
Yep.
go to Maryland
Great job,
or
All
man.
right.
Pennsylvania.
Man, dude, he's a hammer, man. I mean, that
Yeah.
golly, just
All
straight
these
catches.
guys are, man. It's fun to see, here episode 18 when our journey started out just 18 weeks ago, to be honest with you. You and I started this journey of the Kayak Fishing Awards show, and now here we are today, talking to guys like Gordon and Gordy, Mark, Tyler Dedford, and I mean so many more. It's really been phenomenal to see these guys. Daniel Lyons is another one, just rising to the top and becoming familiar faces of USA Bass and what we're trying to build with this trail, and that says a lot because these dudes are good people too. They're not just good anglers; they're really good people that we have had the luxury to encounter over the last 18 weeks, and that says a lot about them.
Oh yeah, phenomenal people, phenomenal anglers, great platform, and I mean these guys are getting the opportunity to be household names in our little world of kayak fishing, and it's really cool to see, and it's really cool to be able to present them not just as amazing anglers, but give a little bit of that backstory.
Yeah.
What made them the angler they are. I mean, it's more than just knowing how to go out there and fish.
Well, and like I know a lot of fishermen are like, oh, they want to know my secrets. They want to hear my stuff. I don't really want to tell anybody what I'm doing. It's not really that. This show's not really that. I mean, it is and it isn't. You have that option. You can come on here and just tell everybody what you want them to hear. But as far as that goes, man, it's more about introducing these guys as anglers and, giving them a chance to tell their story to the USA Bassin network of tournaments and go from there. Would you look at this guy? Would you look at this? What was that? Put it back up there.
Man.
Put it back up there. Kayak Rudy. Welcome back, Rudy Yarworth.
Is that a glossy? You signing those things, bro?
Flavor Flav's in the house. Flavor Rudy. Man, Juniata River, buddy. You guys had another heck of a tournament over there in the great state area of Pennsylvania, Maryland, Delaware, and all that fun stuff. Dude, talk to us about the Juniata a little bit and tell us what went down for that tournament.
So the Juniata, we did a open with kayak anglers of the Kayak Adventure Series. They were out there for the Juniata Regatta. So we just teamed up with them and made it open so people could come out there and join us. And Carlisle Esterly jumped in there and took all their money. Basically what happened. So that's their venue is your best 5 days over 2 days. It's just the evening and then Saturday. So if there's nothing in there, I'm giving people an opportunity to have a good Saturday and still pass the step. So it was pretty good. I guess we need to get communication now to agree a little more people, but we did get 10 anglers in the water fishing in the Juniata, which is usually really good. A little slow. I think most of the big fish were caught right at the end of lines out. I know my teammate Matt Campbell, because we were a part of the teams division, we ended up taking second place. He got second place on this one as well. Caught that 20 and a quarter, like right at 30 minutes to the end of lines out. So it was an end of day call that kicked him up in the leaderboard, and he was able to pass the step, and that was awesome.
Heck yeah.
And dude, you got a good list of hammers. I mean, Matt's a stick. Matt is a stick, and then you got old Wild Bill Dubrow down there right behind him. Your son Josh and Charlie's right there as well. I mean,
well, my teammate Bill told me a story at the end of the day when we were at the awards. He said he forgot that he was fifth in the USA Bassin tournament and was letting 15 inches go because he needed something bigger than that. And then he realized that, wait, I need those for the tournament for tonight. So that 14 should have been 15, and obviously he would have been in a different spot. But
Yeah.
you know what? If you forget it and you sleep on it, I mean, that's what happens. But I mean, Bill's a hammer. I mean, you look at his form, on the tag, you know, those are his lines. And if it wasn't for his mistake, you know, he'd have been up there. But it's all good fun. You know, everyone had a great time. It was a great event. It was good to see people coming from out of state and think to that local water, and hopefully stand up a dedicated PA USA Bassin chapter next year for the Susquehanna, the North Branch, and the West Branch, and keep it going.
Absolutely. And man, you've had a great year, great turnouts up there in Maryland. You know, we always talk about the consistency of these guys showing up, and you've got a heck of a group that keeps showing up each and every week for you to these tournaments. How much has that meant to you as the director to see, you know, these guys really take hold of what you're doing and what you're building out there and say, hey man, we're here, we want more of it?
So part of with the Atlantic area, you can call it, you know, the Delaware, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Virginia, you know, New Jersey. This area is a little bit of a black eye when it comes to the speeders of last year you heard about Kentucky. But the great thing is that we got a lot of great fishing clubs, and USA Bass will be one of them, PA Bass Nation, Texas Grill Masters, yeah, there's just a ton of them. And it's a good community of anglers. So, you know, I take feedback from those. I talk to the other tournament directors, and we team up, and we do a lot of tournaments together. Like we did the week before this, we did a triple header between PA Bass Nation, us, and Texas Grill Masters. A lot of tournament anglers jumped in and out between the two. Some of them were trying to get points to make sure that they could qualify for our national event in case they could make it, you know, for scheduling and all these events. And you know, it was a great event. And these anglers, like, you know, you get around and everyone talks to everybody, and everyone's fun at it too. So like, we fished the tournament with PA Bass Nation. So this guy drove from like Western PA down there, this last little good event. You know, now we're up on the Juniata. I think we got one up on the middle part of Susquehanna coming up here next month. So with PA Bass Nation, so it's good to see all these anglers, you know, get together, support the community, and you know, support local tackle creators and local shops and small businesses around here that sponsor them and, you know, give back and help them grow as well. So it's a great little community, and seeing what happens when the big giant trails show up and come to these little towns like Lewistown or Bloomsburg, you know, a lot of people show up. A lot of people local from these 4 or 5 states right here come here and you know, want to get a little piece of the action. And you may not catch all 20s and get that 100-inch belt, but you're going to catch some big fish, and you're going to have a story to tell. You're going to see some wild waters out here. As built up as it is, you get down on that river, you lose cell coverage, you forget where you are. Then you know, then a bunch of hobbits come floating by in a canoe, tearing up the smallmouth, and you're like, yeah, we're catching them. So it's always different. I know, like my son Josh and his friend, they jumped in the tournament, and they were going to float down and do a pamper trick, and they didn't measure the river, and when storms were coming in, like the floats, they winded. I think they were 15 miles into it, so at 9 miles to get to the campsite, they called in for an extraction. So it's always a story. It's always a good time. So after the event, Saturday, I was going out and picking up some kayakers that realized they had way too long to go with 20-mile-an-hour gust of wind in their place downriver blowing them back in the creek. But it's always a fun time, man.
Well, and you alluded to something beautiful. I mean, one of the things that you and Jason have both done really well this year with your divisions is partnering with some of these other trails that are going on. Your last tournament was an open. Jason's had opens all year. But, you know, it is a good way to partner. And those points for USA Bass, and yet we understand, you know, everybody likes to compete and fish against their local and fish that local championship because, hey, man, everybody wants to be the king of the backyard. That's what backyard baseball is all about. But, you know, the cool thing with USA Bassin is you get them points and, you know, you do that local and you can still be the king of your local trail. But then you also get to head down and compete for something, that's a national championship. And national championships are cool, man. That's if you haven't done it, if you haven't taken part in one of those, man, it's a great way to do it through the USA Bassin Trail. You get to fish local, compete national in the end, make that one big trip. It's obviously for us and the size that we are with all the different trails that we've got going on right now, it's hard to work around all the schedules for the local stuff. But if you ever get a chance to come and fish for the local or fish for the national championship, take one time, take a couple times and do it. We can guarantee you won't be disappointed with that format.
The good thing about what Dave's doing and I'm doing with the other things is we started off the draft for just year 4 for us. So we had a lot of anglers on the Sonic division and stuff there, and it's the first time they ever fished the tournament. So they're reaching out to me. I gave them information. We're making sure that they're doing things right. They got a couple of nice fish, learned to take a few more pictures. They had to go through a couple little road spells. But I mean, look at Shane Crawford. He's fishing all kinds of events now. And these guys get out there, we started with these groups have been around a while, and they get used to the rules. We've had a bunch of rule changes this year from all the drama from last year. Some of the stuff we fished with, you have to do it on live video release, 18 inches and over. This one we just fished last weekend, it was 18 or 17 and a half and over. Just because of, people doing just fine. But, it does keep integrity, it keeps the community consistent, and those new anglers are starting on for this. They get a little exposure to the sort of clubs we jump in. We not only do we game members, but they've been game members, and we're working together, making our schedule work, so we're not stuck with each other, and it's just all part of that community that, kayak angling community. And it's funny when you get out there and fish with a big event tournament, and you got a bunch of kayak anglers, to see the etiquette that we've seen on the kayak anglers, knowing how tough it is, because you can't go 70 miles an hour to the next spot, where most of the last guys do a good job of that with the big boats, but you still got some of them that just act like we're not there, we're like recreational paddlers. So I'm like, hey, we're tournament fishing too, right? But for the rest of the kayak guys, they all kind of keep that etiquette. And this last one I fished over in Upper extra anglers got paddled right up next to me. I just kind of like, hey man, get ready to paddle over my hole. And he's like, oh, I didn't even think about that. And he backed up and he told his buddy to go around. So it wasn't an argument. It was like I just, kind of gave a little heads up, and he was like, hey, young kid, this time he knows nothing. See somebody out there all focused with the take two and some gear on it, staring at the lake. He might be into something, so you might want to give him a little space. But, that guy was like, he was like, hey, I get into that. So I was like, hey, USA Bass is like, look up, man. Come join us next year. You already got the kayak and the fishing rod. So it's always like just not talking to people and keeping that positive attitude. And, for the most part, I haven't had a lucky streak here lately. Collected success trying to catch up with Jason. But normally it's all about me just donating and go out there and have a good time, meet some good people. So it's good to get a little bit back.
Well, and man, you got Bruce Beechler scared of you.
Yeah, Bruce.
Is there anything that you'd like to say to Bruce right now? While we've got you right here on the podcast, because you've got him worried enough that he's driving to Virginia.
Or he's going to drive further than that. Because like 8 more weekday tournaments coming up. I got 2 more tournaments. I'm going to at the point that the last week, he's going to be done. He wants to put a nail in the coffin and just give it up. And I expect you to give me another necklace to wear. All these years I've been taking that. I need something to show for it, man. You're going to get me a chain.
Get you a USA Bassin logo chain. It might be a sticker, but we can work out something.
I can make on the 12th of July, and on the 11th we're doing a Susquehanna. So you can get this card when they're going up here, and I'll gladly buy the chain for him.
There you go. All right, folks. Well, Jason, anything in closing that you'd like to bring up? We've made it an hour and 34 minutes.
Man, it's been a show. It's been a great season so far. I think these shows are getting compact because we're we're cramming a lot of tournaments out there into the USA Bassin world. So it's always wonderful to see it.
By the way, I'm glad that you guys coordinated those.
Oh, our hats. Yeah, they're cute, aren't
Oh
they?
yeah, we look cute,
Thanks.
don't we?
Did your hat dry out, Rudy? If you guys haven't checked out Rudy's Instagram, head over there and check it out. It's a good time. He's got some fun videos that he's just posted where he loses his hat and has a moment with a big fish that you guys need to check out. So go follow Rudy on the gram and get to know him a little bit better. But yeah, lots of tournaments. I mean, it has been a wild ride. Week 18 with several more weeks here to go. We've still got to get through the end of June. And, man, we've got July and August yet to go. So stay tuned. Stay buckled up. Good night, everybody.
Yeah,
Let's
we'll
go
see y'all
Bassin.
next week. We'll see
y'all next week.
Okay.
We'll be here. We'll be right here with Rudy and Jason and more Quillins and
yeah, all the
probably
Quillins, all the chases.
Probably Mark Chase and maybe some others. Good night, all.